Doctors Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066. And Cayman Airways, call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And Kirk Market, experience a world of choice.
We ask our listeners and viewers to avoid any statements or comments which are abusive, derogatory, malicious, or defamatory. Do not use indecent language or make any statement that is false or misleading. Call 1-800-534-8255, 949-6990, 949-8037, or WhatsApp us on 925-3261.
Live from Radio Cayman Studio.
This is For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Hear from your government officials, independents, and the opposition on issues that matter to you.
For the Record.
Engage in an open dialogue between residents and lawmakers.
With Orrett Connor.
Informative, impartial, insightful.
This is For the Record.
For the Record. 1-800-534-8255. Your calls, your input. This is For the Record. And now, your host, Orrett Connor.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. O land of soft, fresh breezes and verdant trees, so fair. And we should add cool breezes as well. That Christmas breeze we're getting out there, nice and cool. Today is Wednesday, the 4th day of December 2024, right here in beautiful Cayman Islands. We hope that everyone had a rest, enjoyable evenings of you are on our roads. Again, we are here to please be extremely cautious. Whether you're a pedestrian, a cyclist, or operating any type of vehicle, please ensure that you observe the rules of the road. The light wave maybe you see statistics that continue to indicate the number of vehicular accidents on a road. The drivers decide that they're going to change information and make their claims through their respective insurance companies. But to way to tell something about quality of driving in the Cayman Islands, don't talk about roads. It's okay. It's the quality of driving. That is reflected. That also has implications for our road testing regime as far as drivers are concerned as well. So please be extremely cautious out there. Those who celebrate birthday today, have celebrated one over the past few days, we want to wish you a happy birthday or a belated happy birthday, whichever is applicable. And to remind you that For the Record birthday is brought by Coca-Cola, who are proud to support birthday shout out. Coca-Cola available across the Cape from Tortuga wholesalers, should accept no substitutes. Taste the extended. When we trust that your faith will help to carry you through these extremely challenging times, and that the memories of your loved ones will be a blessing. Those of you who are ill and are either at home or at a medical facility here in the Cayman Islands or overseas, we wish you a speedy recovery. And again this morning, we want to give a big shout out, and our prayers go out to our colleague and friend here at Radio Cayman, DJ Lynn, as well. So, folks, I want to thank you for allowing Radio Cayman, and by extension For the Record, into your homes, into your vehicles as you traverse the busy roads of the Cayman Islands, into your places of work as well. As you know, For the Record is a show produced by the staff and management of Radio Cayman, and it is geared towards keeping you abreast of issues as they arise and play out on the local, regional, and international scene. I'm your host, Orrett Connor, and you can join me every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 7:30 a.m. until 10 a.m. In the control room, waiting to take your calls, none other than that beautiful radio voice of Miss Susan Watson. You can call us on our toll-free number, provided courtesy of Flo. That toll-free number, 1-800-534-8255. You can also call us on 949-8037, 949-6990, WhatsApp number 925-3261. So, first of all, before we go to our first commercial break, let's look at the birthday shout-outs today. And Miss Marva wants to send special birthday greetings going out to two of her friends on their special date today, the 4th of December. They are Miss Cynthia Whitaker, who's celebrating a birthday today, and Miss Celia Russell. Miss Marva is saying enjoy your special day, that she loves you guys as well. So birthday greetings going out to Miss Cynthia Whitaker and Celia Russell, coming from Miss Marva, wishing you a happy birthday. Also, we see that today, let's find today's first. Today's Miss Mary Hyde Stewart celebrating her birthday today. Want to wish Mary happy birthday. Also, Aisha Connolly celebrating her birthday today. Happy birthday to her, as well. Both of them formerly worked with the Immigration Department, as well. We have a belated birthday going out to Sanita Ebanks in Northside. Upcoming birthdays tomorrow, Joy Watson celebrating her birthday. Julie Brown celebrating her birthday tomorrow, December the 5th. Joy Basdeo celebrating her birthday tomorrow. Rochelle Dilbert celebrating her birthday tomorrow. Richard Stevens celebrating her birthday tomorrow. Nigel Lewis also celebrating a birthday tomorrow, and Caitlin Ethelstone also celebrating a birthday. Lots of birthdays on the 5th of December. Joy Watson celebrating a birthday as well. And today, Mr. Kirk Watson is celebrating his birthday as well. D.L. Ebanks celebrating his birthday today also. I gotta make sure that I don't miss any of those. Right, Kirk Watson, we got him. Derek Banks also celebrating a birthday today. Lots of birthdays on the 4th and 5th of December as well. So, folks, we're going to go to our first commercial break, and to remind you that those for the record birthday shout-outs brought to you by Coca-Cola, who are proud to support your birthday shout-outs. Coca-Cola available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga wholesalers. You should accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. We're going to take our first commercial break. When we return, I will introduce my guests in the studio. Don't change that dial. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, He hath founded it upon the seas.
In the early 1900s, much like today, living standards and lifestyles varied according to whether a family was on the receiving end, giving end, or living without the credit system. Being a seafaring community, men were frequently absent on long journeys. While the family remained in the home, most families owned their own plot of land, which would usually produce sufficient foods along with the fowls. Young boys became expert fishermen at an early age, fishing from shore. However, what could not be readily produced or fished, such as flour, sugar, and cloth, relied upon the credit system. The common setup was for the families to purchase the goods on credit from the stores and the items booked to the absent seaman. The seaman was then expected to settle the account upon his return to shore.
Radio Cayman's Historical Vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
Since 1993, Rotary Central has worked diligently each year to provide quality bus shelters to our community. A traveling convenience to our school children, the elderly, young people going to work, guest workers, and visitors using the public bus. We, Rotary Central, help you, our advertisers, make it happen. Your marketing dollar travels a far way. Positioning your message, your product, your services, your presence in over 83 bus shelters. Every dollar you spend, every advert you place helps to build another bus shelter, providing modest comfort for Cayman travelers. Reserve space now on the only billboard medium in the Cayman Islands. Email rotaryshelters@gmail.com. rotaryshelters@gmail.com. The Bus Shelters, a partner in community convenience. Another inspiration program by Rotary Central Cayman Islands.
West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers, a compounding story.
I don't think people realize how pain creeps into your life. It has a way of robbing your strength. I really don't like taking prescription medication orally.
West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. They understand.
When it comes to compounded medication, it's personal. So whenever there's a problem with some medication or treatments that's not working right, then a physician will call me and say, hey, they're having bad side effects from this medication.
Compounding pain cream changed the game. Made special for me. Significant pain relief in the form of a cream. That is a new experience for me.
It's changed his life.
It worked.
Ask your pharmacist or healthcare provider about compounding at West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. Call 914-6449.
There you go, sir. Thanks for choosing JN Money Transfer.
Boy, thanks to JN Money Transfer, I can stay right here in Cayman and pay mama bills back home in Jamaica. Her water, light, phone and other bills never late. Every month I pay everything in one place.
Make payments to over 30 companies in Jamaica through JN Money Transfer. Fast, affordable, convenient. Call 1-800-744-1163 for details.
You deserve a unique vacation this year, one with easy non-stop flights from Cayman. Cayman Airways offers more non-stop flights to and from the Cayman Islands than any other airline. Now you can add Panama and Los Angeles to your travel bucket list. Skip the hassle of connecting flights. Panama is just a 2-hour non-stop flight from Cayman. And Los Angeles? Get there in less than 5 hours non-stop aboard Cayman Airways. Call 949-2311 or visit CaymanAirways.com to book your Los Angeles or Panama getaway today.
Can you imagine your home completely organized? At Brand Source Custom Closets, we can. We specialize in designing and building custom closets and storage units for any room in your home, including the garage. With tailored designs and custom LED lighting solutions to fit your lifestyle and budget. Our custom closets expert is committed to enhancing the value of your home with a solution that is uniquely yours. Visit our showroom or call 623-6774 to schedule a no-obligation appointment with our design expert. Brand Source Custom Closets, 209 Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park.
This holiday season, give the gift of sport and style. Winter Circle Sports has everything you need. Quality brands and unbeatable prices on the latest gear. New Christmas stock just arrived. Score big with European Football League jerseys from Adidas, Nike, Air Max, and Dunks. Jordan shoes and clothing, Vans, Authentics, and old school styles. Graphic tees and Levi jeans. Plus, take the advantage of early bird Christmas special. Enjoy 10% off gift cards and make holiday shopping even easier. Find them at 12 Walkers Road, Georgetown. Winter Circle Sports, always a step ahead.
It's Santa here. Join me and my elves for the Coca-Cola Christmas Truck Parade on Tuesday, 10th December. It's Grand Cayman's cheeriest Christmas tradition. My reindeer will be soaring from West Bay all the way to Spots, starting at West Bay Fire Station at 5:30 p.m., then stopping at Governor Square, Cardinal Avenue, Windsor Park, Walkers Road, South Sound Dock, Shamrock Road, and ending at Cecile Crichton Spots, Newlands Community Park. Oh, my elves will be giving away presents throughout the parade. So come on out and join the Christmas cheer. The Coca-Cola Christmas Parade, Tuesday, December 10th.
This is For the Record.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. I have a guest in the studio. Before I introduce my guest, we have been asked to send a birthday shout out to Ruth Ann Campo. Birthday greetings are coming from her parents, Mary and Bunny Miles, her husband, Greg, son, Aaron, and from her sister, Tiffany, and Donna, and brother, Chris. And from niece Tori and nephews Omari, Kai, and Nathan. Birthday greetings to go out to Carlin Parchment, coming from special cousin Mayor Miles and family. So, Miss Ruth Ann Campo, celebrating her birthday and special birthday greetings coming from your entire family. So, my pleasure to have in the studio with me this morning none other than Dr. Steve McField. I'm introducing him a little bit late, so we have about 6.5 minutes before we go to our 8 o'clock news, and I'm going to give him the mic and let him have the mic for that entire period of time. Doc, good morning, sir. Welcome back to For the Record.
Good morning to you, Mr. For the Record, and good morning to all your listeners and For the Record land and all those who listen to you Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, and all the people in Cayman diaspora who listens to you also, who communicates with you off the radio.
Mm-hmm.
As I was driving down this morning, as I got up this morning, I couldn't help but remember the weather brought such great memories, great memories to me of when I was growing up in Cayman in the old days. Of the weather, but what we call them, the nor'easters, the nor'easters. I remember this was the kind of weather that my grandmother used to say, "I'm not letting you go up with your grandfather, with my grandfather in the catboat because it was bad weather." And of course, my grandfather was one of those men who never, like most of the men in those days, bought an engine. Johnson engine had just started to come to Cayman, and Captain Rail Borden was the agent for Johnson engines.
Okay.
And my grandfather would never buy one for his boat. He said I was lazy, and we always said we don't believe that he knows he knows how to start it and stop it, and so forth. He didn't want to be burdened with that sort of stuff. So the catboat was always on the side. You have to have the running board, the overboard to keep her afloat, because it was such a breeze, and she would be making like 10-15 knots an hour.
Wow.
And that was a frightening thing. It was a frightening thing. And then it was also a sign of Christmas for us. This kind of weather, you had to wear your jackets and your overcoats and things like this.
Yeah.
You're warm.
Long sleeves.
Your long sleeves and your long sleeve johns to go to bed and so forth. And I don't know if you remember, it got so cold one time around in the 1950s that the temperature dropped to 59 degrees, and it snowed in Cuba.
Okay.
Yeah, it snowed. They had snow in Havana, and it was a big thing. Everybody was like with their long coats on and their jackets on, just like in Europe and in North America, Canada, and so forth. That the weather now reminds me of those days. I just wonder how long it's going to continue, because in those days the weather this kind of weather would begin at the end of November mostly, and would go on all the way till February, and sometimes in March we'd have this winter weather. We would say my grandmother would say that it's the date of winter. I don't know what she meant by the date of winter. In the date of winter, and she would go around the house with old newspaper and cotton, plugging the seams, the seams in the wood, the wood houses, plugging the seams in the wood houses. So that's what reminds me of this morning. And one thing also reminds me this morning of Christmas, because I think Miss Susan, I don't know if Miss Susan was at the switch at the control this morning, but there were a lot of Christmas songs.
Oh yeah, that's her.
Playing. And it also reminds.
She's in control of that.
It reminds me of the happy days when I was really a happy person, and instead of the old attitudes, the old culture that we have seem to have adopted, of the from some of our neighboring countries, of yakatak, yok, 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 and murder, and so forth. And I think a lot of people do not understand that music is one of the mediums that evokes emotions in people. And I was so emotional this morning coming down, hearing the good Christmas songs and the good Christmas music and so forth. And I felt good this morning. For a long time, I didn't feel this way. And when I got up in the morning and have to come downtown, but I felt this morning, even the traffic, I felt good this morning coming down to see you.
Great. So Google tells us that it says, according to weather records, it snowed in Cuba on the 12th of March, 1957. So you were pretty close there, Doc. That's 166 years ago. Snow in Cuba was not recorded before that and has not been recorded since. This once-in-a-lifetime phenomenon happened in the municipality of Cardenas, around 72 miles, which is about 115 kilometers from the capital of Havana. And of course, Cardenas is also historical and renowned for being the hometown of Elian Gonzalez.
Yes.
Remember? When he
yes.
was the Janet Reno Justice Department that removed him from family members in
Miami.
Florida.
Yes.
Yes, and sent him back to Cuba when his mother perished on a boat somewhere in the Bahamas trying to reach Florida.
Yes, right. That's right. I remember
Yes,
that. Yes.
Cardenas. And that's where it snowed. I had the opportunity to cycle through Cardenas as well. And as a matter of fact, it's one of those municipalities in Cuba where there are lots of bikes, lots of bicycles.
Yes.
People, yeah.
The only thing that's missing now from the equation, from this great memory, is the smell of apples.
Yes,
from
yes,
down the,
yes,
you could smell them down the streets from the stores.
When you're going on Shaden Road, then you get in
Yes.
front of Marin's grocery store and you smell those that smell of apples. Yes, yes. Well, Doc, with that, we're going to take go to our 8 o'clock news. When we return, we're going to be talking a lot. I have some questions from Doc about some of the court cases, the argument used by the lawyers representing Canova Watson in relation to his appeal and what they're now requesting. There's also a story in the Bermuda newspaper, the Royal Gazette, and that is one about what's the headline for that again, Doc? What does it say?
The headline says Government House silent on absence of Supreme Court judge. And
Yes.
the Royal Gazette in Bermuda.
And I've asked you to read that article and to give us, some opinion on that, because we see, over there where the governor certainly has a lot of clout when it comes to the appointment of judges, as well. So with all of that, lots to talk about this morning. So folks, you know what? Don't change that dial, because Dr. McField is on For the Record this morning, and we will be having discussions with him as soon as we return from the 8 o'clock news.
Thank you, Mr. Connor. And studio time now by Foster's is a minute after 8.
Fill your cart and win. It's the 30K Jolly Grocery Giveaway at Foster's. This Christmas, we're spreading some holly jolly cheer by filling one lucky shopper's cart with $10,000 worth of groceries. Just purchase any 2 specially marked products from now until December 24th for a chance to win your share of $30,000 worth of groceries. Go to fosters.ky/jolly for more info. Thanks to Coca-Cola, Monster Energy, Tortuga Rum Cakes, Neo Netto Alcohol-Free Sparkling Wine, Newbridge, and La Blonde Vie. Have a holly jolly Christmas at Foster's.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by ValueMed Pharmacy. Save time and order your prescription refills online at value-medpharmacy.com. VALU-medpharmacy.com.
For today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
With your latest news, I'm April Cummings. In its first meeting since June, the National Conservation Council meets today to tackle several environmental issues. Radio Cayman's Corsley Fuller has the breakdown.
Radio Cayman has hit a few of the highlights so far. For example, new areas being floated for potential protection, along with conservation efforts for the endemic herb Cayman sage. But those aren't the only 2 topics on today's agenda. Several reports are up for discussion relating to things like public education, climate change, and the 3 environmental assessment boards for projects such as the East-West Arterial Expansion, the Port Zeus project in Cayman Brac, and potential airport upgrades. All 3 of those were discussed at the previous NCC meeting back in June, with the East-West Expansion project at the time awaiting a decision from Cabinet. The terms of reference were in pre-development stages for the 3 airports, and the Environmental Assessment Board for the Port Zeus project had just approved the terms of reference for public consultation, expected to take place in Cayman Brac over the summer. Reporting for Radio Cayman News, I'm Carsley Fuller.
The public is invited to watch the meeting by live stream on CIG and DOE's YouTube channel and Facebook pages. So there's The Great Escape, The Great Gatsby, Charlie Brown's Great Pumpkin, and now the great search for the DOE shark tag.
We have tagged Caribbean reef sharks and black tips over the summer with pop-up satellite tags, and they detach from the animal when they're ready and supposed to upload the data to the satellite. However, this tag in Little Cayman has detached from a black tip. First time we ever recorded a black tip.
Local shark expert Joanna Kohler says the pop tag is malfunctioning and the DOE needs your help to find it, and they're willing to pay. On Saturday, Sister Islands residents are invited to help find the tag as part of a community hunt between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. There is a $500 reward for anyone who finds the tag. To sign up, call 932-8072. This year's National Day of Thanksgiving and Prayer drew a crowd on the lawn of the Glass House Monday. CIGTV's Donna Bush has more.
The Cayman's Ministers Association hosted a meaningful National Day of Thanksgiving and Prayer earlier on Monday, bringing together dozens of people from all walks of life. The event, held on the grounds of the old Glass House building, was attended by ministers, pastors, members of different churches, alongside the general public, Her Excellency Governor Jane Owen, Deputy Governor the Honorable Franz Manderson, and civil servants. Now, participants gathered in a spirit of unity to offer heartfelt prayers for the leaders and citizens of the Cayman Islands. The prayers focus on seeking guidance, strength, and wisdom for the nation's leaders, while also asking for continued blessings upon the people of the Cayman Islands.
CIDTV's Donna Bush there. And that is your local news at this hour. I'm April Cummings. Now to the BBC for stories making headlines around the world.
BBC News with Moira Alderson. Angry protesters in South Korea are marching on the presidential office, calling for the resignation of Yoon Suk-yeol over his bungled attempt to impose martial law. Demonstrators also gathered outside the National Assembly in Seoul. France's Prime Minister Michel Barnier faces a vote of no confidence later today. Opposition parties called the vote after Mr. Barnier forced through a budget, including cuts to social security spending and services. A lawyer for the jailed Iranian Nobel Peace Laureate Narges Mohammadi says she's been released for 3 weeks on health grounds. She needs medical care after surgery. The NATO Secretary-General Mark Rutte has urged member states to provide more ammunition and air defences to Ukraine. He said Ukraine had to get to a position of strength before peace talks with Russia could be considered. The European Union has condemned the Taliban decision to bar Afghan women from taking part in medical training. The EU described it as an unjustifiable attack on women's access to education. The Israeli military says extremist Jewish settlers at an illegal outpost near Nablus in the occupied West Bank have attacked security forces sent to remove them. 2 soldiers were injured. A Himalayan mountain pass between China and Pakistan, normally closed by snow during the winter, has opened for year-round service for the first time. The Khunjerab Pass at 4,700 metres is one of the world's highest international border crossings. A 74-year-old Laysan albatross, the world's oldest known wild bird, has just laid an egg at a wildlife refuge in Hawaii. The albatross, named Wisdom by American biologists, has been cruising around the North Pacific since the 1950s. They say Wisdom probably outlived several mates, since birds on average don't live beyond 30 years. BBC News.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by ValueMed Pharmacy. Save time and order your prescription refills online at value-medpharmacy.com. VALU-medpharmacy.com.
Now, more than ever, supporting your immune system is crucial to helping your body fight off illnesses like the common cold, the flu, and COVID-19. At ValueMed Pharmacy on Walkers Road and in Buttontown, we carry all the essential vitamins and minerals to help support your immune system and improve your overall health. Some of our top immunity support picks are vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, elderberry, and quercetin, or the popular 7-in-1 immunity support. Our pharmacists are always on hand to help guide you and answer any questions. Visit ValueMed Pharmacy on Walkers Road or Buttontown. Live happy, live healthy with ValueMed Pharmacy.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman with the latest up-to-date, accurate news and information. For your convenience, the headline news will be repeated on our sister station, Breeze 105.3 FM, weekdays at 8:30 a.m. Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or download the Radio Cayman app in the App Store or log on to www.radiocayman.gov.ky and stay connected to what's happening in the community. Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
You deserve a unique vacation this year, one with easy non-stop flights from Cayman. Cayman Airways offers more non-stop flights to and from the Cayman Islands than any other airline. Now you can add Panama and Los Angeles to your travel bucket list. Skip the hassle of connecting flights. Panama is just a 2-hour non-stop flight from Cayman. And Los Angeles? Get there in less than 5 hours non-stop aboard Cayman Airways. Call 949-2311 or visit CaymanAirways.com to book your Los Angeles or Panama getaway today.
Since 1993, Rotary Central has worked diligently each year to provide quality bus shelters to our community. A traveling convenience to our school children, the elderly, young people going to work, guest workers, and visitors using the public bus. We, Rotary Central, help you, our advertisers, make it happen. Your marketing dollar travels a far way. Positioning your message, your product, your services, your presence in over 83 bus shelters. Every dollar you spend, every advert you place helps to build another bus shelter, providing modest comfort for Cayman travelers. Reserve space now on the only billboard medium in the Cayman Islands. Email rotaryshelters@gmail.com. rotaryshelters@gmail.com. The Bus Shelters, a partner in community convenience. Another inspiration program by Rotary Central Cayman Islands.
The 8 a.m. weather update brought to you by
CG Britcade, where people come first.
Good morning. Let's take a look at the latest weather report. Current temperature is 78 degrees. Relative humidity is 66%. The barometric pressure 30.10 inches and rising. The wind is northeast at 17 knots. Overnight low temperature was 75 degrees. Synopsis indicates strong to near gale force winds are expected over the next 24 hours as a high pressure system builds over the southern United States. This will lead to increased wave heights and swells, resulting in further deterioration of marine conditions in and around the Cayman area. A marine advisory is in effect for tomorrow. A gradual decrease in winds and seas are expected from tomorrow afternoon as the pressure gradient across the area begins to weaken. Now the forecast for the Cayman Islands for today, calling for partly cloudy to cloudy skies with a 20% chance of showers, and temperatures will be in the low 80s. Winds will be northeast at 25 to 30 knots with higher gusts decreasing and becoming 20 to 25 knots by this afternoon. Seas will be very rough with wave heights of 9 to 11 feet, mainly along the north and east coast. Swells are likely along the eastern coast. A marine advisory is in effect, and all marine vessels should exercise caution over the open waters. Tonight, expect partly cloudy to cloudy skies with a 20% chance of showers, and temperatures falling to the upper 70s tonight. Winds will be northeast at 20 to 25 knots with higher gusts, and seas will be rough with wave heights of 7 to 9 feet, mainly along the north and east coast. Some swells are likely along the eastern coast, and small craft warning is in effect. All marine vessels should exercise caution over the open waters for tonight as well. Today's high tide will occur this afternoon at 9 minutes past 12, low tide this evening at 6:44, and a high tide again tonight at 10 minutes after 11. The sun will set this evening at 5:45 and will rise tomorrow morning at 6:46. And the outlook is calling for continued gradual decrease in winds and seas through Thursday morning. A small craft warning will be in place for Thursday. And that's the very latest on your weather report.
Advice from your Aunt Angie. If you want to go scuba diving on your vacation, don't bedazzle your wetsuit. You think you look great, but what you don't realize is that you look like a shiny, scaly fish. And it won't take long for a shark to notice you. Next thing you know, you're busting out every karate move you got. But if you're smart, you'll have CG medical insurance and get airlifted out to the closest hospital.
Get coverage for emergency evacuations. CG Britcade. Good like that. All benefits are subject to policy provisions, including eligibility at the time of service.
The 8 a.m. weather update brought to you by
CG Britcade, where people come first.
The STEPS 2023 National Health Survey report is now online. Interested in learning more about risk factors for non-communicable diseases in Cayman? How about gaining an understanding of the overall health of the nation? Whether you're into hard data or fun infographics, this report is for you. Log on to www.gov.ky/steps. Let's step into wellness together, Cayman.
North Side, get ready to be pampered. At Genesis Unisex Beauty Salon and Barber, we're bringing style, color, and care to you. Right at Waterboys Plaza, Frankstown Road, North Side, next to Caboose Restaurant. From cuts for men and boys to vibrant colors, braids, wig installations, locks and grooming, lash extensions, and more. Need a relaxing mani-pedi or custom acrylic nails? We've got you covered. Genesis Unisex is the only salon in Northside, and we're here to make you look and feel amazing. Book now at 323-9055. Find us on Facebook or Instagram, or email us at genesis77beautysalon@gmail.com. Special offers are happening now on pedicure, tip, and acrylic, relaxing, and more. So don't miss out. Genesis Unisex Beauty Salon and Barber, where North Side goes for beauty.
Radio Cayman Super Jam Show, the #1 drive time entertainment show on your radio.
Brought to you by these kind sponsors.
The Cayman Islands Football Association, CIFA, building a better future for Cayman football.
Cayman Insurance Center.
Don't take chances with your family's future or your valuable assets. Call me today, Michael Webster, at 925-5433.
UWI Open Campus, on-site, online, and on demand.
Visit open.uwi.edu. Call them today at 946-8322.
Super Jam.
Also brought to you by
Cayman Airways. Call them at 949-2311 to book your non-stop flights to Los Angeles and Panama.
Superior Auto Center. Do it right the first time with Superior Auto.
949-9570
or 525-9571.
Superior Auto. They keep your car in tune.
And Coca-Cola. Available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga wholesalers. Accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola.
The #1 drive time entertainment show on your radio.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
Good morning. Let's take a look at what's happening on our roads as we look to the Estella Tibbetts Highway. Heavy traffic, some delays expected, and continuing on to North Sound Road, traffic is steady and heading towards the Industrial Park area. Moderate flow of traffic. Coming off of Bobby Thompson Way, traffic is steady but flowing, and coming off of Agnes Way, moderate flow of traffic. On Cool Road, slow-moving traffic. Delays expected. Heading east on Cool Road, traffic is moving on pretty good. Godfrey Dixon Way and Eastern Avenue flowing moderately in both directions, as well as coming from the Westway four-way stop. 8 Street, a little slow-moving, but nothing to worry about too much. Owen Roberts Drive, traffic is light to moderate. That's what's happening on your roads. Join us again at about 10 minutes past 12. We'll give you another look at traffic.
Did you know ordering your favorite sandwich from Subway just got easier? Yeah, picture this. No more waiting in line. No more fussing with cash. Just a delicious taste of Subway at your fingertips. With our new app, ordering your go-to sub is as easy as a few taps on your phone. Plus, receive exclusive deals and earn loyalty points with every purchase made on the app. Download the new Subway app today and get ready to ditch the lines and drive straight into your flavor. Visit the App Store or Google Play Store on your mobile phone and search for Subway Cayman Islands. Subway. Eat fresh.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
Life's best moments are precious. Taking the time to cherish them with those we love is the most important thing in the world. At Cynical, we've got you covered for all these moments. helping you take care of your health, supporting your family's next move, and making sure those you care about are protected on the road. Visit Cineco.ky today. Cineco, keeping Cayman covered.
The new KFC nuggets have arrived. That unlike the no-gets. Ours are handmade using 100% white meat, unlike the no-gets. At KFC, we hand-bread every day to achieve the perfect flavor. After you try our delicious and crispy nuggets in the original recipe, you'll never settle for less. KFC, the real nuggets. It's finger-licking good.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. My pleasure to have in the studio with me this morning none other than Dr. Steve McField. We do have a caller. Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
How are you doing?
I'm fine. Thanks. And yourself?
Okay. I was calling you about the new implementation strategies that they want to put in on Shamrock Road. Stretch there. While I understand that they're trying to reduce the traffic accidents and reduce the speed, I don't think they should be putting in a pedestrian crossing on that road. That's a main corridor. I mean, I don't know. I just think that sometimes we don't think through all of the stuff. We sort of knee-jerk reactions. And what happened to Dublin speeding fines and other measures? Now they're going to put lane barriers down to set up the road too. Where there's the no overtaking lane on the left-hand side. I just seems to be a lot that they could do otherwise too than to, because what happens about emergency vehicles coming through there? What's going to happen there? How are a person supposed to maneuver through when there's emergency vehicles coming through and pulling off there on that road? I'm not sure that they thought this whole thing out. And we see the speeding. Well, have we looked at the types of cars that are involved in all of these accidents, and why we aren't doing something about the importation of those cars? I just wondering why we're penalizing the majority of the traffic users then. Because that's what it seems to be. The traffic is bad enough. I can't imagine how we're going to get out of Bordertown or East End, North Side, coming down and that with pedestrian crossings and speed bumps and so forth.
Well, I was reading another article that, on one of our news sites, and they identified the areas where most of the vehicular accidents take place. And I don't think that there is any, and I hate to use this word, that there's any accident why they take place on the Shamrock Road area, that Spot Street, that we've had, 6 fatalities there this year. Estella Tibbetts Highway as well, in West Bay. So maybe what is intended is to make that road a little bit more for pedestrian traffic, slower traffic, and encourage other vehicles to use the Rex Crichton Boulevard. Maybe also it is to press the point that the extension of the east-west arterial is needed, that it is really, really needed. But I personally agree that Spot Street area needs to be localized, because it is your life is left in someone else's hands when you see the amount of craziness that goes on that road. Personally, I believe that they should extend it all the way down to the Grand Harbor roundabout, caller.
Extend what? You mean pedestrian crossings and?
Well, not necessarily pedestrian crossings, but the traffic calming things that they use. Yeah.
Well, ma'am, I agree with you. And my grandmother always used to tell me that common sense goes out the door from men when you can always tell when they get money or when they drink alcohol and get drunk. You can always tell the worth of men when those things so happen to them. It
That's
seems to us, it seems to me, when out of the Cayman, and that people don't even understand how their own system works. Mom, there is no need for that to happen on the roads. All we need is a good traffic department that control the traffic and prosecute people who do not adhere to the laws of the road.
That's what I said.
And the problem that we have
could be double.
Is that I remember when I first came back to the island here and lived in Northward, I still live in Northward, we had about 4 traffic policemen every morning and every evening directing the traffic coming down from Easton and going back up there on motorcycles. Now that we have hundreds, thousands of cars, we do not have a traffic department. It is ludicrous and insane that people can keep piling up all of these accidents, all of these deaths on the road, and we do not see that we need to have traffic control on the road. I see they have this thing called, what they call it, NICE. What's that? This road thing, NICE?
Oh, I'm not sure about that one.
Where they give people work once or twice a month.
Or the NICE program, yeah.
NICE program.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you have all of those people there. I am sure that they could find people from them that they could train to be traffic calmers. They could train people to control the traffic and to stop the killing and the speeding in the morning. We need to prosecute people, and we need to bring some order on the road like they have in other jurisdictions. And we need to stop giving people's license who has never had a license before and make it easy for them to get on the road and to kill and to maim. That is the problem we have. We don't need no traffic calmers. We don't need no sidewalks. Crosswalks. What we need is people on the road enforcing the law. That's what we need.
Caller?
I know that there's a high turnover in the police force, and the more that we see them, they advertise their new recruits, and then they say they don't have enough officers on shift, and their shifts are low, and there has to be something going on why there isn't a proper enforced traffic department.
Well, Mom, some time ago, when I was growing up, all the officers in the police force were Caymanians. Yeah. And they were good policemen who was interested in how the traffic and how crime run in our country. You don't have that today.
No.
We bring people from other jurisdictions who don't give a damn about Cayman. All they come for is the foreign dollar, the Cayman dollar. We need to get back to basics, and we need to hire people who can do that for us. And we need to hire politicians who will say, hell no, we're not going to take this anymore.
Why not double the speeding fines? I mean, people are they say they're issuing tickets and they're saying this, but if the speeding fines would double, that would also be a hindrance for persons speeding on the roadways.
And suspend licenses.
We have people who commit crimes in terms of traffic offenses and dangerous driving and careless driving, and there's supposed to be endorsements on the license, but I don't know how many of them have to have their license removed from their possession.
Caller, I don't know if you noticed, but what I have noticed is that one of the huge players in this whole issue of vehicles driving are the insurance companies, and they have been relatively silent on this issue. Now, with more vehicles on the road, we know that their business uptake is certainly much better, even though I personally believe that there are lots of vehicles out there that are not insured at all. but I would have thought that the insurance industry would be more proactive in terms, because it means less claims that they would have to pay out if they were to feature more road safety programs and encourage the government of the Cayman Islands to place more resources on enforcement.
And you'd think that they themselves would offer some penalty too,
Mhm.
when it comes to reinsurance and so forth. So I don't know. I'm just not sure that putting in the amount of stuff that they've talked about on Shamrock Road is the key to solving this. Is just going to create something else so that they have to solve, and traffic is just going to become one worse headache. I mean, we leave out of Bordentown at 6:20 in the morning, and it stands still at the northward area, and it stands still further up into Bordentown. I just don't know how much more the roads can take in terms of pedestrian crossings and speed bumps and so forth, and to expect traffic to move freely. And I'm not convinced that is the way to go, nor put in lane barriers. We look like we lighten up the whole place.
Yes.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
you got to think about people who also have disabilities that use the roadways, those older persons and so forth, with all of these reflective things going on in the roads at night. They're not the best. I don't think they're the best solution for what they're trying to do. And I really think it's going to hinder emergency vehicles coming through there, the fire trucks and the ambulances, because they're on the road a lot lately as well, whether it's for accidents or it's for health care, I can't say. But certainly they need to take a step back before Christmas and think about whether implementation right into Christmas is the key to this, solving this problem, because it can't be a knee-jerk reaction to solving this.
Thank you. Thank you very much, caller, for that. And I would just add that there are multitude of approaches that need to be taken.
Yes.
There isn't one single solution to our traffic problem as well. We have to go to a commercial break. I believe we do have another caller on hold. Folks, please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
Did you know that you can send money transfers to financial institutions anywhere in Jamaica with JN Money?
You mean I can send money straight to my account and cut out the middleman?
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. You send your own money to your own account, giving you peace of mind that the money is in your account.
JN Money Transfers to Financial Institution is another convenient service offered by JN Money. You can have this done from any JN Money location. Deposit your money straight to your account without the hassle of asking someone to do it for you. JN Money Transfers to Financial Institutions, making life easier.
Your dream home starts with a vision, and often inspiration is at the heart of that vision. Brand Source Home Gallery's in-house designers are here to help bring your vision to life. Whether you're remodeling or building a new home, Brand Source Home Gallery is your one-stop solution. Explore their kitchen cabinets, sinks, faucets, bath fixtures, tubs, vanities, and more. Let Brand Source's designers help and inspire you with your next project. Call 623-5000 and schedule an appointment with a design expert at Brand Source Home Gallery, Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park, serving Cayman for 50 years.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
This holiday season, let Kirk Market do the roasting so you can do the hosting. Visit in-store or shop online and order your traditional family feast, complete with classic roasted turkey and ham, all the tasty sides and trimmings. Let the chefs at Kirk Market be your holiday helpers so you can spend less time in the kitchen. Order online at kirkmarket.ky or visit in-store today. And don't forget to visit the florist at Kirk Market to find the perfect centerpiece for your table. There's no place like Kirk Market for the holidays.
This is For the Record.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. I believe we have two callers on hold, Ms. Susan. So we're going to take those callers. First caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, OC. How you doing?
Hey, good morning. I'm fine. How art thou?
I am good, my friend. I am good. Morning, the doc.
Good morning, Lord Graham.
No, that's
no,
Butler Man. That's the Butler Man.
That's the Butler Man?
Yes.
Okay. That's the Butler Man from the Brock.
Yes.
Yeah, that's him. Don't get me mixed up with that.
Okay, yes.
I couldn't help over here and have that lady there with the what she was saying, and it's so true. But doctor, you see, you made a such a valid point of our representatives, our members of parliament, or whatever they want to call themselves, putting themselves out there and not worrying about the people. They say they're worrying about the people. Why it is that they're not caring about how it is that the police force is not being suited by proper enforcers, such as English police, different nationalities, and most of all, Cayman police. Why it is that we are being forfeited with these, or being formatted with these Eastern Caribbean police that don't give a crap about the people of the Cayman Islands. I witnessed it some days ago. They pulled down a Braca coming out of a 25. This woman doesn't speed. She drives all the time at 25, 30 miles per hour. That's it. And this guy came through with a truck and just blast through the 25 miles per hour. And the police, I saw who he was, didn't even make an attempt to flash the guy down and go back after him because it's the same nationality. These kind of things is what's happening in our island, and the people are turning a blind eye in how it is that they can go and receive a driver's license from the license department under a multiple choice, and they don't even know how to spell. Read is the most important thing. They have the signs on the road. They don't know what the signs mean. They don't know what the lines down the road mean. They don't know when they come to a 4-lane what to do. These kind of problems are rising throughout these islands, and it's getting worse. It is getting to the point where the people are breaking, and it's going to become like United States where you have road rages, and that all is going to happen here in these 3 Cayman Islands if the government doesn't do something regarding bringing in these people that don't give one, like what Dr. C said, one rat behind about the Cayman people. They don't care about us. And I was listening to Chevy when he was giving out the news. Chevy Banks when he was giving out the news regarding Jamaica and the amount of road deaths in Jamaica. Because these people don't care about nobody's lives. They don't care once they get from point A to point B. They don't care who's on the road. They don't give no regards of the elderly walking on the road or driving on the road. They only care about somebody seeing them in the front of the vehicle, loud music and showing off. It has to stop.
Well, I witnessed them doing 80 and 85 miles an hour, overtaking 3 and 4 cars on the double lines. And they could not care less. And I said, well, where's the policeman? I see them coming down with their 4 bright lights. You can't even see the road in front of you. And the police is right behind me coming on. And the police doesn't understand that. That's an offense. That's an offense. The problem that we have is that the politicians say, okay, well, it doesn't come on our portfolios. It comes under the governor's portfolio as under the police. Well, sir, there are provisions in the Constitution that says that a premier, I'm not saying this premier a premier can go to the governor and say, I would like you to transfer these responsibilities that you have to a minister. It has. I keep preaching this on the radio. It has already had a precedent for that. When Governor Smith was here, he transferred the prison to Dr. Frank. And there's no reason why a premier can go to the governor and say, we need to transfer the traffic department, at least not the whole police force, to a minister who can then get money and build a traffic department. He can build it under the National Roads Authority, a highway patrol to patrol the country, to patrol the roads in the country. Most of the offenses that are committed are drunken driving, careless driving, and drunken drive and speeding. Those things you can control with control. You don't need all of these speed bumps and crossings to do that. All you need is some manpower. How much money is going to take to have 12 traffic policemen patrolling the country island, or 14 or 15? How much money that's going to take? I'm sure they're making enough money from the work permits that they could do that. To me, it's but you know, there's an old saying that nature laws do not pardon ignorance.
Nature's law. Caller, I want to thank you. Thank you very much. We want to grab another caller before we go to our commercial break. And Doc, I hear what you're saying, but we can't have police officers out there 24 hours. And a lot of times when these things occur,
you can have shifts.
They
what about police shifts? In America, they have them. In other parts, Canada, they have them.
Yeah,
shifts.
I do understand that to a certain extent, but to me, that's going to be more drain on the resources. But like I said before, we need a combination.
The
of
money
things.
that they
we need
take
to have the physical presence out there. We need to use speed cameras that will assist. We probably even need to look at whether or not we want to criminalize some of the activities that go on the road. Do like what they do in Canada, where, for instance, DUI is considered to be a criminal, it's a criminal offense. It goes on your criminal record as well. So we need that multitude of things. Let's grab the next caller before we go to our break. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. Good morning, caller. Welcome to For the Record.
Morning, OC.
Good morning.
Good morning, Doc.
Good morning. Good morning.
And a very good Christmas season at the beginning of it. I love the nice cool breeze and the skies that we got. It makes it feel good. I've been listening intently to you guys, and this is something that's been on my mind as I see these roads of Cayman going to degradation every day. First and foremost is, let's just face where we're getting our majority of the bad driving habits from. And that is something that needs to be stopped. Our neighbors to the southeast corner of us here, they only have one thing in mind. They come to Cayman and they buy an Audi, they buy a BMW, that's their grace, that's their sweetheart, that's this, right? They buy a Honda Fit, which is the death trap. They bring these vehicles here and they're only making $500 a week, but they got a fancy car they have to drive and they have to show it off. So that's a big thing, right? We got our young idiots, I'm going to call them, because there's nothing else, that ride the roads on a Sunday afternoon on these stripped-down bikes in the middle of the road, in the traffic, Bott Street, East End, Bodytown, everywhere on one wheel. So one of them one evening gets killed. Then you're going to hear something else come about it. There is no reason why we here in Cayman Islands, if we're employing these, and let's face the facts, because Caymanians are employing some of these people that are coming here. And we're now a blended society. If we're in a business where we have 2 or 3 workers, we must provide transportation for them. Get them from point A to point B. We need to go in and put a public bus service that is reliable. The next thing we need to do is to cut down on these idiotic bus drivers that we have. They will overtake traffic just to get ahead of the next car so that they can grab the next fare from the one ahead. I've seen it happen. We are using, like that gentleman said earlier from the back, we are using these nationalities from Eastern Caribbean, from Jamaica, whatever. He's right. They are protecting their own. They will not. And I hope the Commissioner of Police is hearing it. He's a backup. So let's put a stop to this thing. There is no what we call pussyfooting around the place with this thing. This is something that can be stopped. We don't need speed bumps in the middle of
the highway.
In the highway, we don't need that. There's no call for it. We have two lanes that are moving. The outer lane, the main left-hand lane, should be for the slower traffic, and the outside lane for the faster traffic that wants to move. And people should recognize how the roads run. You go anywhere else in the world, and you don't find it. But the traffic is controlled. This foolishness about we don't have enough police to control. I'm sorry, Rose. But, you know, we have got, 500 police now? I'm not sure. I can be wrong.
Almost
But
there, yes.
It's upwards of 300 plus.
400 plus.
Exactly. Right? You're going to tell me that on this little 2x4 island that we don't have cops that can patrol?
No, I'm not talking about patrol. I'm talking about having them there on a permanent basis. Look, how many jurisdictions now do you actually see? They use technology to detect, not have people out there. And I would disagree with both you and Dr. McField. Spot Straight is not a highway. We treat it as a highway.
It's 40 miles per hour.
Yeah. But it is not a highway. You look at the amount of residences and condos that you have on there. That is a local street. The highways are over on the other side, Rex Crichton Boulevard.
Then reduce the speed limit down to a local street then.
And that's what they said that they considered 25 mile an hour, but they opted not to do that. Caller?
Let's just jump back to that, to the argument part of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
The majority of the accidents are occurring at the corner area where Spot's public beach is, not directly on Spot Street, right? And yes, I agree that it's being used as a highway, but let's face it, that is the highway that's grown up here. We are now looking to put something called the East-West Arterial, which is a multitude of curves. I've driven on that daily. I see the madness going on over there.
Mm-hmm.
It's only a matter of time before you're going to see that happen there, and it's going to be bad. Putting that infrastructure of calming devices in the middle of Spot Street, like the lady said, what's going to happen if the fire breaks out and the fire truck has to get over it, and the ambulances are constantly on the run, and that brings into the other question. These people here on Cayman do not get off the way for an emergency vehicle. I saw it happen right in the middle of Georgetown.
Caller, we have to go to a commercial break. I'm going to ask you to wrap it up for us, please.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I just think that this is stupid. They out there, I spoke about this the other day on the radio, about this time of the year. These people driving without lights and one light on their cars.
Mm-hmm.
That's an infraction of the law.
Take the car off the road. Take the car off the road and a heavy fine. And people who are leaving their cars on the highway, on the roadway, without any light at night, they break down. You tow them away.
Yep.
If you tow them away and put them into a compound. And if you want to get the car back, you pay for the towing and you pay for the fine of leaving your car there.
Or you authorize, you license certain tow companies
You license
to
to do
clear
that.
the roadway, and then they
To
have
do
to
that.
privately deal with the towing company that has put them in a
That's right.
pound or whatever. Caller, thank you very much for that, Doc. We're going to take a commercial break, folks. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers, a compounding story.
I don't think people realize how pain creeps into your life. It has a way of robbing your strength. I really don't like taking prescription medication orally.
West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. They understand.
When it comes to compounded medication, it's personal. So whenever there's a problem with some medication or treatments that's not working right, then a physician will call me and say, hey, they're having bad side effects from this medication.
Compounding pain cream changed the game. Made special for me. Significant pain relief in the form of a cream. That is a new experience for me.
It's changed his life.
It worked.
Ask your pharmacist or healthcare provider about compounding at West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. Call 914-6449.
You deserve a unique vacation this year, one with easy non-stop flights from Cayman. Cayman Airways offers more non-stop flights to and from the Cayman Islands than any other airline. Now you can add Panama and Los Angeles to your travel bucket list. Skip the hassle of connecting flights. Panama is just a 2-hour non-stop flight from Cayman. And Los Angeles? Get there in less than 5 hours non-stop aboard Cayman Airways. Call 949-2311 or visit CaymanAirways.com to book your Los Angeles or Panama getaway today.
This holiday season, let Kirk Market do the roasting so you can do the hosting. Visit in-store or shop online and order your traditional family feast, complete with classic roasted turkey and ham, all the tasty sides and trimmings. Let the chefs at Kirk Market be your holiday helpers so you can spend less time in the kitchen. Order online at kirkmarket.ky or visit in-store today. And don't forget to visit the florist at Kirk Market to find the perfect centerpiece for your table. There's no place like Kirk Market for the holidays.
Tune in every Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. for Radio Cayman's Midday Newscast. Radio Cayman, the People's Station, your trusted official source for the latest news. The 12 p.m. news is proudly brought to you by Health City Cayman Islands. World-class healthcare within your reach.
For the record, with Orrett Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. So the topic seems to be traffic this morning. And I just wanted to say that I'm in no way trying to absolve the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service, because I personally believe that there's more that can be done. We have seen in the past less emphasis placed on the traffic issues and more emphasis on other areas. There's a lot that can be done to address the situation that we have on our roads. There's no silver bullet. There's no one thing that will solve the problem. We do have a few callers. Let's go to the phone lines. First caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
I wish I was the first caller to get on. And I was almost on because I was almost identified as the bottler man.
Oh yeah, yes.
Yeah. I don't want to be taking his title out of it.
There you are.
I plan to brag quite often.
Oh, there you are, Lord Graham. Yes. Yeah.
You know, I had plans to call in and talk about something else, and I think Dr. McField might have touched on it earlier concerning the legacy that our elders created, left behind it. We have not done anything or take it on with culture and heritage and the likes. But now that traffic is on, I think I called in on this show before, and I mentioned that because I'm hearing that a lot of people is disenchanted with the type of personnel that we now have in the police force, and I thought that we should get rid of all the Caribbean policemen and keep the Cayman policemen and contract Irish and Scottish policemen with a 5-year contract with an incentive at the end of each contract, cash incentive for every school leaver, every person in the community that they personally recruit to join the police force.
Mm-hmm. Lord Graham, we did that too, but some of them ended up being real estate agents and owning real estate companies and stuff like that. Yeah. So I'm not sure that getting from those jurisdictions that you talk about,
No, but I think can we not put all right then. Let's move the rollover policy to 5 years, and that'll affect them too. How about that? At the end of the contract, they got to go.
But what differentiates them other than where they come from other jurisdictions? When we used to get people from Barbados and Belize and all that, what distinguishes them?
Well, it seems like they turn out to be like everybody else now. You heard the man say just now about the Eastern Caribbean, right? And back then, that was one of the only places that we got our policemen from was Barbados and Belize, and the policemen went to Barbados to train. So
originally it was Jamaica, of course.
We can also do that too, right? But do it on contracts where they have to leave.
Yeah.
Now, I remember household names. Wilfred, Ebanks, Rolfe, Dexter, Gilbert. They were just a handful.
James
policemen.
James Terry.
James Terry, Royal Anderson.
Uh-huh.
Royal Anderson, James Terry, and all of those people. I remember
Mr. Walsham Connolly. Liebert.
Yes.
It was everywhere you turn, they were there. They were there. They traffic up and down all night, and they had shift. They would
That's
come
right.
off. They had 3 to 11, 11 to 7, 7 to 3, constantly around the clock on the road, hiding in the bush, up and down the track. You listen, those names, we from that generation feared. We knew every one of them, and we even used to call and find out who was on duty. Whether you want who on duty at the time, if we wanted to make a little move from east to west and wanted to go fast. So we feared them. Just a handful. Just a handful. Now we don't have like Dr. McField said, we don't have a traffic department. How are we going to be importing so much cars, more than what we had then, and don't have a traffic department?
And Lord Graham, when we are having 60, 70 accidents a day, or a month, that doesn't tell you that something is wrong?
Well, Doc, let me touch on that now.
You think that putting speed bumps is going to stop that from happening?
The people get through the car when they hit the speed bump now.
Yes. When the offenses that people are committing, causing these accidents, are careless driving, dangerous driving, drinking, and speeding. It's like, I mean, what kind of? Don't you have eyesight? Don't you have ears? Does not tell you that tell you something that something is wrong.
I think, Doc, and I say this on this show also. If somebody comes to this island and they don't come with a valid driver's license with 5 years experience, we're not allowing you to drive on our roads, or we're not allowing you to learn to drive on our roads. Because, I gotta get you because I sound like you're kind of contradicting what most people call in this morning and suggest. If you
well, not contradicting. I just
wait a minute now,
providing a different point of view.
Point of view. We're not going with your point of view this time. Listen now. If you with a tester or whatever it is for a license department, and somebody comes to you, pass the written the second time, okay? But fail 6th time on the practical, would that be anybody that you would want? Even if they come back, even if they come back for some godly reason, and in your opinion they did everything wrong, I still not put that person on my road. I know people who see that fail the practical 6 times. That's not somebody who see water on the road.
But does the inspector who's testing that person know of the previous failures?
You should know.
Would that not be recorded?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm asking the question because we don't know.
It should be recorded. I would hope.
Yeah.
I would hope that was placed
on his record.
Where this person this is the 6th time.
Yeah, I had the fortune of having someone who was taking the test right on the Grand Harbor roundabout. They were over in the right lane and now going back, finishing the driving test and going back now to the location. And I'm in the left lane there, over in the right lane, and I felt this thing bumping into the side of my vehicle and pushing me, and I had to hold the steering wheel real strong. And when the car actually got where I could actually see it, there was the inspector and the driver fighting for the steering wheel. He was trying to prevent her from coming over into the lane, and she was, coming over into the lane. That was at the end of the test.
So I wonder if she got her license.
Oh, I don't know.
See, this was after she went out and paid so many times to practice, to go there to do the final test. She's not out there with someone who's actually teaching her how to drive,
Yeah.
She's out there now for the actual final test. So that's what I'm saying. If you don't have 5 years experience in a valid driver's license, you're not going near a motor vehicle.
Yeah.
Not on my road.
Yeah, Lord Graham, when I returned when I used to come home in the summer from New York, I went over to the licensing department and I talked to a gentleman who was in charge of traffic at that time and inquired about some of the things that they have in place. The testing regime that we have here in the Cayman Islands, it is really, really inadequate. One of the things that many jurisdictions have is that in addition to the fact that you have to first get the learner's permit, and then you learn how to drive. And of course, family members are the worst persons for you to learn to drive by, because they're going to teach you their old habits as well. But after all of that, then you have to take what was called a 3-hour class, where you get classroom instruction, you're shown videos and stuff like that. After you get that certificate that you have attended those classroom instructions, only then and only then are you then allowed to make an appointment for you to take your driving test as well. And those are things that I have been trying to encourage us to look at here in the Cayman Islands in terms of its testing regime. Our politicians, they're not listening to us. The one of the clarion calls that we have been making and that you have been making, Lord Graham, is about the importation of vehicles. Has anything been done about that?
Not a thing.
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing has been done.
Look, suppose you're in a smaller vehicle, on that particular day. This is somebody who's think at this particular time now that they're ready to put the road and went to get their final test. So, I mean, suppose she never had done that to you, but yet the day or two after she she had done it to somebody in a smaller vehicle that was almost in the same category of her as just getting their license.
Yep, Lord Graham. We got to go to the headline news at 9 o'clock, Lord Graham. Thank you very much. I'm made to understand that the phone lines are all queued up. We're going to take a commercial break. When we return, we're going to take as many calls as we can. We're going to ask each caller to please be as brief as possible. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
The Headline News is brought to you by Kirk Market and Health Services Authority.
I'm April Cummings with your headlines. Cayman marked International Day of Persons with Disabilities Tuesday. The annual Awareness Day highlighted the strength, resilience, and contributions of individuals with disabilities. The National Council for Persons with Disabilities is asking all residents to reflect on the importance of accessibility and acceptance. In international headlines, the South Korean defense minister has taken responsibility for the turmoil caused by the botched declaration of martial law by President Yoon Suk-yeol and has offered to resign. Opposition MPs have submitted a motion to impeach President Yoon. South Korea's main ally, the U.S., has expressed relief following the lifting of martial law. French MPs are set to hold a vote of no confidence in France's Prime Minister Michel Barnier this afternoon, which could bring down his minority government. Barnier's leadership has been called into question after he used special powers to push through a Social Security budget bill without a vote by MPs. Those are your headlines. I'm April Cummings.
More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
Do you have a healthcare question but not sure who to ask? Contact HSA's Patient Call Center to speak to one of our experienced clinical team members. We are here to answer your questions and help guide you through your healthcare journey. Need to make an appointment? Our team can help. Contact HSA at 949-8600 or email info@hsa.ky. At HSA, we are committed to caring for you.
This holiday season, let Kirk Market do the roasting so you can do the hosting. Visit in-store or shop online and order your traditional family feast, complete with classic roasted turkey and ham, all the tasty sides and trimmings. Let the chefs at Kirk Market be your holiday helpers so you can spend less time in the kitchen. Order online at kirkmarket.ky or visit in-store today. And don't forget to visit the florist at Kirk Market to find the perfect centerpiece for your table. There's no place like Kirk Market for the holidays.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. Are we going to the WhatsApp caller, or we have a voice note that someone left? Let's play that voice note first. Go ahead, Mr.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. OC, and For the Record, Mario Ebanks here. Good morning also to Honorable Dr. Steve McField, your guest, co-host. I can't get through any of the landlines. They're all just ringing off. So I just giving you a quick WhatsApp message. Enjoying the discussion this morning. Also enjoying the wonderful weather, Christmas breezes, the cold front. Thank God for the hurricane season 2024 being over. And I want to tell all the people in North America and Europe who may hear this message that if they want a lovely place to come and spend a few weeks, get away from the snow and the cold, come on down to the Cayman Islands. We'd love to see you here. I just wanted to speak briefly about two things. I hear your discussion concerning the traffic situation, the road rage, the careless driving, the lack of enforcement, the lack of proper serious fines and penalties for reckless driving, speeding, DUI and all that. So I agree with everything that you're all saying this morning that I've heard so far concerning the need to do something about it. What they're doing in the spot street to calm traffic, I guess that's a case of the innocent suffering for the guilty. But I guess we got to do something, so commend the government for doing something. But I think they need to look at increasing the fines and penalties, things like suspension of licenses for 5 or 10 years or whatever for this kind of reckless road rage and whatnot that's going on. But Mr. OC, I heard you saying on the show on Monday about this, commenting on the situation of decriminalizing marijuana and the referendum that is supposed to be coming to Cayman in the next election, April. Hopefully that government motion that goes to the House is not passed, so that referendum is dead. But I was listening to you talking about what was the situation in Florida, where their referendum failed in their November elections. And I think people don't really understand what we're talking about. You know, we're talking about decriminalizing. I can't say the word this morning. It's such a vexing subject. Because really what is happening is that, you know, we don't understand the impact of that. You think about the people that are driving now fast and reckless, and you mentioned, OC, about drivers passing by you when you were there cycling and you could smell the marijuana coming out of some cars. I believe that part of our road rage and reckless driving and crazy driving is going on from early in the morning. Is people are waking up, some people, and some nationalities in particular, and they're having a good spliff of ganja in the morning for breakfast or after breakfast or before and after. And they're not drinking alcohol because they'll be detected on the workplace, but they're smoking ganja and they're hitting the roads in their cars and they're driving like they're flying low. And so when you decriminalize that kind of thing, you're going to have more and more of this in our workplace, in our homes, in our streets, and then we're going to really see problems. So I commend you, your thoughts, and your sharing what was done in Florida recently. My final point this morning is in regard to Central Georgetown and the revitalization is taking place there. I don't know what the plan is. Maybe I missed some of those memos, but I don't understand exactly what the entire plan is and why it's taking so long. And I can't believe that another Christmas is here, and Central Georgetown is still a construction site with the road work and is being done and all this stuff. And the businesses in Central Georgetown, I know both of you are icons from Georgetown and grew up in the area not very far from what is now Central Georgetown Business District. But the businesses in there are suffering. People are frustrated who have to go into Georgetown, beautiful capital city. And we need to know what's the plan for this project, when it's going to be finished. And I know they're trying to probably drag it out to be as close as possible to elections in April. But in the meantime, it's causing no end of disruption to business people, to the quality of life of drivers and people visiting Georgetown. And I would like to see some kind of progress report and a prognosis as to the end product and the time frame. Thank you for this time this morning. You all have a good day. Keep safe, enjoy the Christmas breezes, and God bless Cayman Islands.
Thank you.
Yeah, I want to thank that caller for that. And I must say that many people also share his viewpoint when it comes to the revitalization program and the time it has been taken, and the failure to continue to keep the people, the public, updated in terms of what is happening there as well. Doc, let's grab another caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am. How are you?
Fine. This is me? Or you got me, OC?
That is you, I believe.
Yes, morning.
Good morning.
You all mentioned about impounding vehicles. I mentioned that on the radio station some months ago.
Mm-hmm.
It needs to be done. It needs to be done. And there's even police officers who is doing training, teaching people to drive on our roads so they can go and get their license, police officers. And a couple of weeks ago up here in Newlands, there was a car in the middle of the road, and you had to overtake it. So when I got alongside the car, I said, "You broke down?" He said, "No, I'm on my phone." I say, "Really? In the lane, stop and on your phone?" You know what he said? He paid to drive on these streets. Can you imagine? He paid to drive on these streets. But if we don't start nipping these things in the bud, let me tell you something, we're going to have a chaos here the next 2 years, believe me. But I got more to say, but I'll let you guys go. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Doc?
Yeah,
Any comments on the last couple of callers?
Yeah, I think she's right. I was coming out of Gun Square. That's the road. But what's it? There's another road for it. There's not a name for it. You turn there, coming into Boston Town. You turn by the Seventh-day Adventist Church to go down behind where the Webster's house is. The old house behind there, where Joseph's house is, where the little museum is. And the guy's parked in the middle of the road, talking to someone across the road on the porch.
Yeah.
And I blow my horn, and I blow my horn, and I blow my horn, and he would not move.
Yep.
And so I got out of the car to ask him, because I'm worried. I'm worried because you don't know if they armed or not, and they might harm you.
Yeah.
I had to say, "Please, could you just let me pass to get out onto the Bordentown Road?" And he took his time, him and his girlfriend, talking to someone on the other side of the road before he would lift. And I said, "What kind of society am I living in? There's no order. There's lack of order. There's just recklessness on the road, and it seems to be the norm now. The norm. I don't see people driving normally with the speed. I have never seen people adhering to the speed limit.
Yes, that's true. Yeah. It's one extreme or the other. Some are driving too slow.
Yes.
And they need to stay within the speed limit. And some are driving way over the speed limit. One of our listeners says another way to draw public attention to the matter would be for the government to appoint a road traffic czar like the U.S. borders are, who would have personal responsibility for seeing to it that such measures as the above and others were brought into effect. And, they talk about, mandatory speed limit. I tell you what, Doc, when it comes to the speed bumps, and I spoke about this, a few shows ago as well, in North Side, the National Roads Authority, and of course we know that the representative for North Side is the Honorable J. Ebans. There are speed calming devices that have been installed starting by the playfield in Old Man Bay, and it goes all the way out to Kaibo area. There are some areas in between. I don't know if they haven't reached them yet, because out in the Kaibo area, when the road was redone there, they put them there. But throughout the whole district of North Side, when you're heading west, those are traffic calming devices, because of the issues that they had, especially on the weekends, with drivers going out, to that area. Some of those areas, a 40-mile speed zone. But when you're driving, that when you get to that traffic calming device, that you are going to slow down. It is working in North Side. And if that's what it takes to save lives, and for Caymanians who have invested in this country in terms of what they have given, and now have reached the ages of 60 plus and 70 plus, and are fearful of driving on our roads because of the madness that goes on out there, if that is what it takes, then it needs to be done. We don't need to try to appease a few and at the same time sacrifice the sanity and the safety of the people of the Cayman Islands, especially those who have invested years and years, like yourself and me and others who we hear now talking about the fact that they're fearful to get out on our roads and drive because of the madness that is going on. And a lot of it, some of it is local, and a lot of it is imported as well. It is imported in terms of those who come here with driver's license and know how to drive, and also those who learn to drive here and are able to obtain vehicles simply because our government refuses to put restrictions on the privilege, because it is a privilege, not a right.
Of course,
the privilege of being able to drive in the Cayman Islands. With that, Doc, I want you to comment on that as soon as we return from this commercial break. Folks, please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
This holiday season, let Kirk Market do the roasting so you can do the hosting. Visit in-store or shop online and order your traditional family feast, complete with classic roasted turkey and ham, all the tasty sides and trimmings. Let the chefs at Kirk Market be your holiday helpers so you can spend less time in the kitchen. Order online at kirkmarket.ky or visit in-store today. And don't forget to visit the florist at Kirk Market to find the perfect centerpiece for your table. There's no place like Kirk Market for the holidays.
The STEPS 2023 National Health Survey report is now online. Interested in learning more about risk factors for non-communicable diseases in Cayman? How about gaining an understanding of the overall health of the nation? Whether you're into hard data or fun infographics, this report is for you. Log on to www.gov.ky/steps. Let's step into wellness together, Cayman.
The Chickens have built Cayman's first digital currency investment platform, Chickstarter, Powered by massive media, Chickstarter is a satirical business incubator raising money for local charities. Sign up for free now at chickstarter.ky and invest your 10,000 Chick coin in the special projects, each raising money for different local charities. 10 people will be randomly selected to receive a month's supply of local farm produce from farmer clearance as well. Full details and fun at chickstarter.ky. That's chickstarter.ky. Sign up and play for free today.
'Tis the season at Vigoro, and we've got all your festive favorites. From Christmas ornaments to decorations, succulents to ceramics. We've got gifts galore. Pots, blooms, orchids, garden accessories, furniture, even fairy gardens for the little ones. Make it a Vigoro Christmas with a gift that'll be treasured forever. Our Agricola location will be open Christmas Eve from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Merry Christmas from Vigoro.
For the record, with Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. In the studio with me, Dr. Steve McField. Any callers on hold, Miss Susan? One caller? Okay. Let's grab the caller and then I can get some feedback from Dr. Steve McField. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Oh, see, it's me again. Yeah. This is just an echo of a friend of mine who called me short after I came off.
Okay.
And he wanted the public to be aware of an accident that happened on Monday in the Beach Bay. But not on the Beach Bay Road, he said. It was in one of the subdivision of Beach Bay. It was a head-on collision.
Goodness.
To the point where both cars were right off, complete, where you had to bring in two wreckage truck and a bunch of ambulance to the scene of the accident to clear the road.
Wow.
They couldn't even move themselves to the side. The wreckage truck had to come and get them to clear the road. In a subdivision, a head-on collision.
Well, there was an accident I think some hours ago where a car turned over on one of the main roads.
Yesterday. Yeah.
Yesterday, turn right over close to Hurley's.
Yes.
In the middle of the road.
Yes. How that happened?
Inexperienced drivers. I don't know. People driving without 5 years experience driving. I guess I don't know. You tell me.
Well, I don't know what else to say, Lord Graham. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what other argument I can make. I don't know how I could move people to make the changes that are necessary in Cayman. That has to be done. I don't know how it is to get people off their backsides and start to do something about the safety and security of the Caymanian people and all people on the roads. I don't know what else to do. It seems to me that that's not a priority. It seems to me that accumulation of wealth and power is the priority, and all of these other things are only secondary. And I have actually heard some people say that is the price we pay for development, for development, modernization. That's what I've heard them say.
And Doc, I also heard that the powers made reference to the fact that me and your ideas are too radical.
Oh yes.
That was told to me coming out of cabinet.
Yes.
I got sources there too. Yeah, say that me and your ideas are too radical.
But yet, some of those same people are touting what happens in places like Singapore. Oh, they brag about Singapore is the model society and so forth. Let me tell you, my friend, you can't even spit on the sidewalk in Singapore. Otherwise, you'll go to jail or you can fine and so forth. So, Singapore, the people are disciplined. The people are disciplined. They obey their laws because they have to obey their laws because the laws are enforced and they're enforced without favor.
You have to, or you get keen.
Exactly.
They keen you. You remember the two American kids that went up there and graffitied the two cars? And they sentenced them to keening? And the human rights stepped in and said, oh, no, you can't do that? Well, the president up there say, yeah, you come up here We got some caning for you too.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Thank you, Lord Graham. Thank you.
Yeah.
One of our listeners, we do have a call, but and we'll go to the call in a second. One of our listeners was saying what nationality or the majority of fatalities on our roads. But what, and in addition to that, what I would be curious, because again, Doc, we know that we don't rely on figures and statistics here as much as we should. What data is being, other than the number of road accidents that we have per month, what other data is being collected by the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service, the traffic division? Are we questioning how long has that individual had their driver's license who has been involved in an accident? Things of that nature will help to inform you as to what is happening. Of those 90-something or 70-something per week, if those individuals, let's say for instance, had only have a driver's license within the past 3 or 5 years, that tells you something.
That tells you something, yes.
You know, are we collecting the data that people can make informed decisions on? We see one of the reasons for the Shamrock Road changes. They talk about 6 fatalities, this year alone, on that area. What other information can be provided that will help to justify what you're doing, or will help to say to you, maybe we should do this rather than this? Let's grab the caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Morning, O.C.
Hey, morning. How art thou?
I'm good, brother. Up on the farm here, listening and enjoying a nice cool breeze.
Isn't it nice?
Farmer, yes. It must be really cool up there now with those nor'easters coming in.
Yes, sir. Yeah, let me tell you something. Up here is nice now.
Yes.
Now, we gotta get back to the basics of life. O.C., I called in over and over, but I can tell you something that I have learned. Anything that I came on and call in that makes sense, it just washed away in the drain. Now listen to me. You just talk about statistics, right? A driver's aid. Check the accidents on the road. I'm not the one called a spade. I called a spade.
A spade.
Every Canadian, American, European that comes here, you can check their driver's license, and it will tell you that they went to driver's ed. Everyone. We've been preaching this for so long. I've been preaching. We have mechanics in the school, young Caymanian mechanics, fixing the cars, engine, and they can do it. But nobody teaching them how to drive it. That's your problem.
Good point.
Listen. The people that are breaking our laws, that are getting in an accident, it goes like this. 90% Jamaicans on work permits, or most of them. The other 10% is the foolish Caymanians. That the Hondureans, they might cause 0% you check, but that's the nationality, because I have learned this. If you try to teach a Caymanian something, he will get vexed with you. But if you show him ignorance, he will follow you to the end of hell. You hear what I tell you? Now, get back to my favorite thing. Mr. Mayo, right? Mayo, he banks. But I'm really glad win the election, Oh, don't the keyword. I see him drop up again last night there, but I'm glad win it, because you is on this marijuana ride. Let me tell you something, Starboy. Right now, I in my ground working, and the first thing I done this morning after I take my shower, after I come out of the bathroom, was light up my spliff. And I don't break the speed limit. I was going to my farm to make a to plant something that people like you can eat. Tell me something. When we decriminalize it and that we can grow our own hair, that can cause the trouble. But the one that the Jamaican bringing in illegally in London, that one not cause no trouble. That not going to the young children. Just the one that we can grow. But let me tell you something, Mr. Mario, and all the other ganja haters that don't know nothing about it. You got some young Caymanians that not can. They are growing some of the best marijuana in the world. Because all we need is a seed to get the breed. And we gone clear like a rocket. So, about the referendum failing, I hope that you don't run for election because I personally will come down and campaign against you. And have a nice day.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Elvis. We're going to take a commercial break, folks. Please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
You deserve a unique vacation this year, one with easy non-stop flights from Cayman. Cayman Airways offers more non-stop flights to and from the Cayman Islands than any other airline. Now you can add Panama and Los Angeles to your travel bucket list. Skip the hassle of connecting flights. Panama is just a 2-hour non-stop flight from Cayman. And Los Angeles? Get there in less than 5 hours non-stop aboard Cayman Airways. Call 949-2311 or visit CaymanAirways.com to book your Los Angeles or Panama getaway today.
She hear clunk and her car stop. I was just about to send her some money, so I send it straight to her JN money transfer card. It cost me less, and perhaps she use the card, pay the garage right away. She'll get discount through the JN Rewards program in Jamaica. This card make things easy. You can even get funds at any multi-link ATM.
JN Money Transfer Card. Fast, affordable, convenient. Tell your loved ones in Jamaica about it. Sign up is free.
West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers, a compounding story.
I don't think people realize how pain creeps into your life. It has a way of robbing your strength. I really don't like taking prescription medication orally.
West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. They understand.
When it comes to compounded medication, it's personal. So whenever there's a problem with some medication or treatments that's not working right, then a physician will call me and say, hey, they're having bad side effects from this medication.
Compounding pain cream changed the game. Made special for me. Significant pain relief in the form of a cream. That is a new experience for me.
It's changed his life.
It worked.
Ask your pharmacist or healthcare provider about compounding at West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. Call 914-6449.
Kirk Freeport's annual $40,000 Christmas sweepstakes is back once again. Simply spend $100 at your favorite Kirk Freeport store to enter to win one of 3 $5,000 cash prizes, one of 5 $1,000 cash prizes, and loads of other great prizes throughout December. And of course, the one you're all waiting for, the Rolex watch prize draw for all entries will be held on January 3rd. All purchases of $100 at any Kirk Freeport store before noon on Christmas Eve qualify for all remaining prize draws. Full details on kirkfreeport.com. Merry Christmas from everyone at Kirk Freeport.
Water Authority Cayman would like to advise its valued customers of a temporary service interruption on Country Road, Jim Wood Drive, and Ranch Road, including all side roads, on Sunday, 8th December to facilitate infrastructure upgrade works in the area. Service will be interrupted from approximately 10 a.m. until 12 noon. The Water Authority appreciates the patience and understanding of its customers and the public as it upgrades its water infrastructure and apologizes for any inconvenience caused.
Hello, this is Dean Bremer, technician engineer for Radio Cayman.
We wish you a reggae Christmas. We wish you a reggae Christmas. We wish you a reggae Christmas.
Merry Christmas and have a happy New Year.
For the record, with Orrett Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. I'm told that we have 4 callers and we have less than a half an hour to go. Still one more commercial break as well. So we're going to ask each caller, please be as brief as you possibly can, or as brief as I will allow you to be. First caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, also.
Hey, good morning, my friend. How are you?
Good morning, fine, thanks. I've been trying to get you actually since before 8 o'clock. So
Wow. Okay.
Wow. Yeah, there's just a problem on the two numbers, the WhatsApp and then the 6999. Anyway, I'll try to see if I can do this in 2 minutes. Ossie and Dr. Steve,
yes.
There's a serious problem in the Cayman Islands on the rule of law, and specifically in this case with the efficacy of the procedures which are prescribed regarding complaints against judges. It is, of course, this is something personal I've been pursuing for some time, but I think it's got wider political implications, not just legal implications, but political implications. You might recall that I did bring a judicial review against the Judicial and Legal Service Commission. I complained that they did not handle properly a complaint I had against a judge. I had proved that the judge basically had lied. I won't call his name. He had lied that he was going to... He denied me a 2-day remote hearing, and he said it was all because he asked for it very late. But that was a lie. I had emails, 13 of them, showing that it was requested 2 months in advance. That judicial review that I've brought, I got a judgment 2 days ago. I've lost that judicial review. It's not, I've lost it at the leave stage. In other words, they have said you do not have even an arguable case, which is very interesting in light of the 13 emails and in light of the fact that the Ombudsman had already found them guilty twice. The Ombudsman was found guilty, she found the Commission guilty of an aspect relating to the matter, as well as the Ombudsman found the judiciary in a matter relating to the same. And yet a judge has now said, you don't even have an arguable case. To me, I don't see that to be a legal problem. It's a political problem when judges just refuse to follow the law. So just to let you know, I've written an 18-page letter to Chief Justice Ramsey Hale. I'll be writing to the governor later on. I've sent that letter to 75 authorities in the judiciary and in the government, and I plan to send that letter to all lawyers in the Cayman Islands. I'm now putting together the email addresses. I'm up to about 400 or 500. There should be about 1,000. I think there is need in Cayman for the judicial and legal services to be investigated. And let me close on this. Doctors Express, it was shown that public officials were deliberately trying to destroy a business when they knew that they were doing something unlawful. And a judge already said that they had done that, and yet they couldn't be prosecuted. And today, government is still spending money to hire cases so that they can fight so that those people don't get compensation. I think this is a problem. I intend to make this my cause for the next few months, and we'll see where it's going to end up. I think it's of great public importance. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Billy. Next caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning, Mr. Connor and Dr. McField.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
I wasn't sure if I was up next. I just had a few points in regards to the discussion about traffic.
Yes, ma'am.
I wanted to say is that I think more police presence definitely and cameras on that stretch of road is needed. The speeds it's been proven that police presence and cameras are deterrents for persons that speed, and also we need more police shifts because back in the days police had shifts and we saw their presence much more. Our country has grown and our police force has grown. Yet we don't see the police officers as often as we're supposed to see them in necessary places. And this is not to throw the police force, in a necessary negative light or anything like that. We can't necessarily blame the commissioner of police because there is a chain of command where persons are in positions to take care of these these assignments. And what I think needs to happen is that the sergeants and the persons above them, I can't remember what the next rank is up after that.
Inspector.
Inspector, yes, thank you, Mr. Connor. Needs to look into it more to make sure that there are more police presence out and about. I myself have went to the police and complaints department. I can't remember the exact name, and spoke to the head officer there, and I know for sure personally that they're encouraging the public to reach out to them and communicate with them as much as possible, give feedback on anything that could improve the services, and also they are working on better ways for the public to be able to connect to them rather than just coming to the office or making a phone call, because I've discussed people feeling intimidated or wanting to remain anonymous. But in this technological age, there needs to be more avenues for people to be able to report to the police, and especially at nights, when there's a lot of speeding on that road. I myself have had people complain to me about it, and I definitely, again, I want to say I think more police presence, because I see police in places where I know nothing is happening, and they're just sitting there in their vehicles on their phones, just snoozing and so forth. And years ago, Mr. Connor, Mr. McField, we would see police officers here, there, and everywhere.
That's right.
Now we don't see that hardly at all, and I think that is a major deterrent. If they have to put them in shifts to come back and be there when the spots stretch, sit at spots dark, wherever they need to sit on that little corner there close to spots Newlands, I don't know. But I'm going to leave you guys with that, because I know you're trying to fit other people in, but I definitely think more cams and police presence would be a huge deterrent for speeders, if that's what we're definitely needing to focus on.
Thank you.
I'll leave you gentlemen with that. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
One more thing I wanted to talk about, these drivers' tests. I think they need to revamp that whole system and look at how these tests are administered to persons who have never had a driver's license before, or their native countries aren't English, like ours or America or so forth, because it is a disservice that they go to take the test, and I've heard and seen that many do not know how to speak English. They can't read English properly, and yet they're passing these tests and on the road causing specific traffic offenses and so forth. So I'll leave you guys with that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Caller, Miss Susan, the WhatsApp caller is next. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. Good morning, caller. Welcome to For the Record.
Morning, Dr. Steve. Morning, Mr. O.C. How you doing?
Good morning, sir.
Good. I'll be very brief. I was listening to you guys this morning, and I heard where Dr. Steve brought up some points about the traffic, and where you yourself, Mr. O.C., you brought up technology. I'm not bashing any department. Obviously, I think, well, we all live here. We all use the roads. We know the congestion points, no matter how much lanes you put in, right? I mean, it's only common sense that you know where there's going to be issues in the morning and where there are going to be issues in the evenings. I do believe, yes, there, like Mr. McField, Dr. McField said that, these nice programs, and I don't see the blue seam off anymore, the special constables, and I don't know if that program, if everybody wears red, or they don't do that anymore. But I mean, I'm sure even with these nice programs, there are a lot of capable Caymanians that are semi-retired that but had decent jobs, can read and write. You could possibly make them a warden for certain areas. We know Northwood is an area. We know just with a sign. It don't even have to be a police, but we see where I think is more road etiquette. You see where, for instance, A.L. Thompson, you come in from Industrial Park, and traffic is coming off of the bypass. Now, the cars can't go anywhere because the stoplight going towards Jake Scott is congested. It's terrible. Now you have people blocking the roundabout, and then that hinders people leaving the Industrial Park area. Now, so if an officer was there, they can halt the traffic allow the people to come out of the industrial park. Once there's a big enough space, allow the people to come off the roundabout. That's the issue. Those little things cause issues. People coming out of junctions, blocking the lane that is free. You have two cars trying to come out at the same time. Those little things cause huge issues. It's just road etiquette. And I think if you put, for instance, an example, the officer that's at the waterfront almost every morning, PC O'Connor, I think is our Fabian. If he's not there, there's an issue, a big issue. Even when the light is red, he uses discretion and allow traffic to flow.
That's right.
Simple things like that. I don't know what, I mean, we're not saying an officer has traffic. Obviously, we've grown. There's a lot of officers that have to go to a lot of civil disputes, a lot of domestic issues, a lot of other things, serious crimes. We get that. We're just saying 2 hours in the morning or 2 hours in the evening, that's 4 hours. I mean, not even that. So, I mean, whether you train an individual and give them a special constable license,
that's right.
I don't know if they do it anymore. You just give them a stop sign or some flashing wands or batons and say, okay, well, we know Northwood is a problem. We know down by Herders is the issue. We know, A.L. Thompson is the issue. I mean, that is it. Hour and a half. Those things cause huge setbacks. I mean, it's just simple little things that they can look into. And like you say, technology, electric bike, a Segway. These things are electric. You don't need to use a car. Button Town Station is right there. Electric bike down to Northwood. I mean, you don't have to. There's simple things you can invest in to make it simple for a lot of people, right? But and I agree with the lady that called these driving tests. They're very, very. You have people coming from another country that have not driven before. They used to a bus system. They come here, they need a car. They go do a driving test. They do it for 2 days a week, and they get a license. They use this Geneva Convention exchange thing. They get a license, and you see them on the steering wheel, 10 and 2, and they can't even park a Honda Fit in a parking lot. And I mean, you hear the numbers on the radio, 73 accidents a week. We get why the traffic department is busy for those kind of things. That means something is wrong where you have all these accidents in a week. I mean, times that by per year. No wonder they can't deal with traffic. So, I mean, it's just that input, not bashing anyone, but there's small tweaks that they can do and to improve things. All right, gentlemen, have a good day.
Thank you very much.
Just a minute, just before we go, is still there, caller?
Yes, sir.
When I was young, everybody who had a bicycle and put it on the road, they had to have a license for it and light on your bicycle.
Correct.
So many times I come going home in the night to Northwood, and people are riding a bicycle and you don't see them. There's no light on their bicycle. You don't see them. And now we have a new trend now. We have accepted a new system of transportation now. These motor scooters.
They're the electric scooters.
Electric scooters, and they're not licensed.
Yeah, and
insured.
They're quiet. They're very quiet. So they blindside you. And I mean, then again, like I said, there is road etiquette. A lot of people. I was taught to ride with the traffic, or against the traffic, so you can be visible. And they're in the inside lane, and then you're trying to come out of somewhere, can't see them. You know, these double lanes where people stop to let somebody cross, and then the other lane is a blind lane, and then that person is going. So little things, like I said, like, you know, whether you put on your hazards to let the car know that you're stopping to let someone, little educational bulletins they can put out there, little pamphlets, or little videos, or stuff like that, like, would help. And these electric scooters, yes, I do agree. Or these bicycles, some of them don't have a light. They're very quiet, and they go 25, 30 miles an hour.
Yes, and they should be licensed, and they should be insured.
Yep. Caller, thank you very much. You had a lot to say there. Got a lot of time for that young man. He knows what he's talking about as well. I believe I know who it is, but I'm not certain. We're going to take our last commercial break. I'm told we have 3 callers on hold. We're going to make those 3 callers the last callers for the show, unfortunately. Folks, please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
Can you imagine your home completely organized? At Brand Source Custom Closets, we can. We specialize in designing and building custom closets and storage units for any room in your home, including the garage. With tailored designs and custom LED lighting solutions to fit your lifestyle and budget. Our custom closets expert is committed to enhancing the value of your home with a solution that is uniquely yours. Visit our showroom or call 623-6774 to schedule a no-obligation appointment with our design expert. Brand Source Custom Closets, 209 Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park.
A $5,000 award is being offered for the return of a missing dog that goes by the name of Spiky Haggis. Spiky is white, cream in color, and is a Pomeranian mix. He is a small dog that has a distinctive scar above his left hip. Spiky went missing mid-November in the area of Selkirk Drive and Bimini Drive. Cayman Vets is asking that if you have seen Spiky, a white Pomeranian mixed dog, to take a picture and send it to 525-5838 or call 525-5838 with information that could lead to his return.
I've got some beautiful clothes. I know just where they go. Puritan Cleaners.
Puritan Cleaners is pleased to announce the opening and closing hours of their 2 locations during December 2024 until further notice. Savannah Countryside, 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Saturday. Phone 946-1884. The main store on 337 Eastern Avenue, Georgetown. Open 7:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Saturday. Phone 949-7104. These hours will be in place while we monitor customers' demands after reopening. Seamstress is on duty to do your repairs and adjustments. Puritan Cleaners offers 7% off prepay on all wearing apparels, including wedding dresses and household items. Puritan Cleaners. You feel good when you look good.
At Kirk's Home Center, we can make your life much better. We got it all together. We got a great deal in store for you. From cookware to stereos, from power tools to plumbing supplies. Yeah, we got the best goods with the best price and a service to make you smile. At Kirk's Home Center, we got a great deal in store for you.
Rotary Central Music Extravaganza winners. Ticket number 04220 is the grand prize winner of $40,000 for the 29th annual Rotary Central Music Extravaganza held at Salty's Harbor Grill, Red Bay, Saturday, November 30th. Ticket number 03694 is the second prize winner of $4,000. 6 third prize winners of $1,000 each are tickets number 08782, 04531, 05093, 02085, 03608, and 03002. For further details, go to Rotary Central Cayman Islands Facebook page and Rotary Central Cayman Islands Instagram page. Rotary Central, supporting more than 28 projects important to our community.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. We're on the last segment of the show. We have 9 minutes left and we have 3 callers if they're still there. Let's try to see if we can fit all of them in, but it will depend on each caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
I got a few short points to make. The first point is a correction. It's, we don't have any affordable.
We're getting an echo from you.
Yes.
Try it now, caller.
Better now?
No. Yeah. If you're on the speakerphone, you'll have to come off it, caller.
I just did.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. We don't have any 40-mile zones in our side. We have 250s, 225s, 230-mile zones.
Okay.
The next thing is when it comes to the speed bumps and stuff, one of the other major players and the reason why we have speed bumps in our side is due to the fact that we have company vehicles, construction vehicles, workers that are working in Kaibo and Run Point, whom treat Northside like a racetrack throughout the week. Like yesterday, I had people in front of me doing 50 mile an hour through Oman Bay. One of them jumped the first big speed bump, you know. And then the next thing was, but the previous caller, they stated that when you consume cannabis, you drive like a modhead, blah, blah, blah. Not really. If you consume cannabis, 30 mile an hour feel like 60. 50 mile an hour feel like you're way too fast. Okay. So that's that. Thank you very much for your time. God bless you.
Okay, thank you very much, caller. And just to say to that caller, I was actually commending what was done in Northside in terms of those speed bumps as well, and gave some of the reasons that he gave. Let's grab the next caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. Good morning, caller. Welcome to For the Record. Let's go to the next caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Yeah, good morning. I'll say you there?
Yes, we are.
Yeah, I just wanted to make a quick comment before I go. What do you know, between you and Dr. Steve, what is the most serious, or who is the most serious police in the United States? What are they known as?
Highway Patrol, you talking about?
Yeah. There you go.
Yes.
There you go. Highway Patrol. Once anyone know that they are in the vicinity or in that area, all traffic slows down. Why can't they do the same thing in the Cayman Islands? That's all I have to say.
Yep.
That is all I have to say, OC. Put presence there that are serious and take no side with no one.
Yep. And we have seen it be effective.
Well, sir, in Canada, in some provinces in Canada, some provinces, once you committed a road offense, you're not going to be able to get back into your car and drive it away. They are going to isolate your car off the road, and either you take a taxi back to your house and they will tow your car away until when you go to court, or you pay the fine that they give you, the ticket that they give you. They're not going to allow you just to continue up the road when you commit one offense, go up the road and they commit another offense. That's not going to happen. They are going to isolate your vehicle, and especially if you're caught driving and drinking, they are going to suspend your license immediately right there. And then, you don't have to go to court to say that your license suspended. They have the power to suspend your license right on the sidewalk.
The first time I had a problem with state trooper was when I was in St. Louis. I never heard about a state trooper. And all of a sudden, this police just pulled us down, and the guy that I was with said, "Don't move, don't say nothing, just let him do the speaking." And that officer said, "You know what? We're going to impound your vehicle and get a tow truck come and move it. And you find some other source of getting from this point." That is what they need in Cayman. They need police officers there, like state troopers, like what a guy was saying just now. What is 4 hours spending there and taking shifts? Government is paying you good money. Take shifts and be present in those areas. That will eliminate the problem.
I remember when we had shifts. I even remember when we had police barracks.
Caller, thank you very much. We have 4 minutes and we want to grab the last caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Morning, OC.
Morning.
Good morning, Doctor.
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Yeah, to the last caller, not the last caller, the previous caller point about having people or police officers stationed for a few hours. I would like to commend the police. They had an officer by the Red Bay Primary School this morning doing that same task, helping to prevent people from overtaking in the school zone.
Yes.
And that was very helpful.
Will he be there tomorrow and the next day?
That's the thing. That's the thing. We need them to be there more consistent. But it was great to see them there, and the traffic was flowing a lot smoother because of their presence. So yeah, I just want to commend them for that. And I agree, we need more police presence. We have over 400 police officers, and there's no presence anywhere you go.
What do you think about the proposed changes to Shamrock Road, or what we call Spot Straight, that really should be named Tom Jackson Lane, because that's the man that built it? But what do you think about those proposed changes?
Yeah, I agree with Dr. Steve's suggestions, and I don't think that we need to put in speed bumps and all these things. I think we need proper enforcement. we have a lot of police officers and they're not present. A lot of them turn a blind eye to traffic matters. I've seen it myself. The Honorable Mr. Joey was on the radio the other day, and he said he saw someone reverse in the middle of the road on the wrong side of the road for maybe a quarter mile. A police was there. They witnessed it, and they didn't do anything about it. This happens every day. The police witness these types of things happening, and they turn a blind eye to it for some reason. So it's not about putting things in place. It's about enforcing the laws that we already have in place. And that's the problem that we have, and that goes across the board in Cayman. The laws are not being enforced. The laws are there. There's just no one to enforce them. So I agree with Dr. Steve's sentiments on that. And moving on to Mr. Mario comment about the referendum. I'm not a supporter of or pushing an advocate for the marijuana thing, but we have to be more open-minded when we go into the referendum, if it gets to that stage. Because everyone is against crime. Everyone against violent gun crimes. How do you think the guns are getting to the Cayman Islands? On the same marijuana boats. That's how guns get here. So if we make it legal here or reduce the penalties for it, the value of it will drop. When the value of it drops here, then people are less likely to want to risk their lives to cross the sea to bring it here. Therefore, reducing the importation of guns coming into the island. So we have to look at this thing on a broader spectrum and not just be closed-minded and have that old mentality, marijuana make people crash into it. Look at Canada. The whole Canada is legalized for recreational use. All of Canada. Look at the size of Canada. How many headlines do you see in Canada that people are crashing everywhere they go because marijuana is legal? Or Colorado. We have to be more open-minded.
Good point, caller.
Good point.
Thank you very much. We have a voice note. There's nothing on the voice note, Doc. 30 seconds. We'll give you a little bit more time than that for some closing comments. We never got to the legal issues, but hopefully before we go on the break, I'm sure that we'll have you back. The last day for the record is going to be, I think, the 20th of December.
Yes, but I just want to say, Mr. For the record, that the bedrock of our prosperity was honesty and our propensity to be truthful and provide a good day's work for an equal good day's pay. All this comes down to just two single words: trust and obedience. 3 words: trust and obedience of the law. That's the kind of people that we were, that we have strayed away from. How are we going to get back there? I don't know.
Okay, Doc, I want to thank you again this morning. Very, very lively. I'm glad to provide this platform, this opportunity for people to voice their concerns. And while we may not agree on everything, even sometimes you and I don't agree, but we can have a civil discussion about it and hear each other's point of view, because everyone that has something to say, there's something in there, and we have to listen to them.
Well, if I had to come onto a show where I agree with the moderator of the show on everything that he said or she said, I wouldn't want to be on that show.
Yeah.
You must have your own views and your own justification for them, and I must have my own justification, and we meet in the middle when we are ad idem. In other words, when we agree on the same things, we agree, and then when we disagree, we disagree. It doesn't mean, Caymanians say this, for instance, when I first came as a lawyer, and someone come and say to me, I want you to go do this case with me in court. And I would go to court, and I would be having a conversation with the other lawyer and go to lunch with him. What you doing? Talk to him. I talk to him because he's my colleague. They do not understand that professionalism, your profession that you do, is something you do, and your personal life is something that you do otherwise. I am glad that we have this rapport. It is because, and that we have this platform to inform the Caymanian people, because I think that this is one of the most important educational radio stations that Cayman has ever produced. Yeah. And I hope that you could continue it.
And I want to thank you. You're a huge part of it. People love it when you're on there, constantly asking for you. I want to say to our legislators, please, please, please do something about the traffic situation. There are, there are a multitude of issues that need to be addressed. There's no one silver bullet for all of them, but there are things to be done. We know, yes, the governor has responsibility for the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service, but at the same time, you have to vote the funds. You can develop the policy when it comes to the importation of vehicles. You bring the legislation when it comes to, what type of licensing regime that we're going to have, what type of testing regime that we're going to have. Some people believe that it is already out of hand, but we can still redeem ourselves. We can still recover from it. We need to do something about it. And those of you out there, all of you eligible voters, hold those candidates, those persons who put themselves forward as candidates, hold them accountable, hold them their feet to the fire, ask them what they intend to do about it, and let them provide you with answers. Folks, have a great day, and as usual, we ask the good Lord, please, please continue to bless these three beautiful, wonderful Cayman Islands that need less vehicles on our roads.
For the record, proudly brought to you by
Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury, and JN Money.
From abroad to yard.
Fast, affordable, convenient. Doctors Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066. And Cayman Airways. Call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And Kirk Market. Experience a world of choice.
This is the People's Radio Station.